Welcome to episode 46. I am your host, Fritz, joined as always by co-host Mandaddy.
Hi.
Angela.
Yep.
Kaz.
Yo.
And Nick Spry.
What's up?
So, Angela and I, we've been talking.
Well, you've been talking.
I've been talking at myself. Mm-hmm. You've been there, though. A couple times.
Been here kind of listening.
Proximity is important.
What's the one thing we love drinking here at the fort?
Beer.
Gravy water.
Thank you.
It's the hop gravy, really.
Hop gravy. Hop
Yes.
gravy, yeah.
Hop into gravy.
Hip hop gravy.
It's kind of a blend of both. I can't really say if it's more gravy water than beer or more beer than gravy water. It's a little bit of both.
It's not as slurried.
But it needs that viscosity. It needs that bite.
Right, but it's still very thick.
Yeah, you got to chew it a
milkshake.
little bit. You got to chew it a little bit.
You have to.
Hearty.
That explains all of this. Looks like you got a big ass pot,
This is
big old wooden spoon.
science
Like
fair.
something smells funky that you're boiling. Was that an open fermented wort that you're doing over here? Like you guys
Hey,
making-
Megan, you had a thing over there? Like
Well,
a
actually,
a
right
knocky
now,
thing?
Yeah.
we are in
have a
Felix Fritz's brew house. He
Yeah.
had a little shed here built, kind of
Nice.
like an annex.
Like Halls, like Haus, like Halls, brew halls.
I don't know.
Come on to the brew house.
This was not
Brew
on,
house.
this
Brew
was,
house.
This was not on his original blueprint, so this does not contribute
Nothing
to the
is-
4,000 square feet.
It's a giant. It's like an airplane hangar in here.
pretty big.
Yeah.
Really
Nice.
big.
You got to keep
Echoey.
everything sterile, though, right? Like you're
Yeah.
developing like a
You better
bacteria.
scrub the shit out of all this stuff when you're done.
Well, I have a beard net.
That's good.
Okay,
else
that's
do I
good.
need?
Well-
Step one.
That's about it. That's about it. You're good.
the
That's
one
about it.
rule you listen to. Thank you. I
Right.
appreciate that.
You are wearing a thong.
Well,
He's always
which is-
wearing a thong.
Not sanitary at all, but at least I got him to wear the beard net, so.
Angela was talking about all of this, in his back 40, Felix had this mysterious strain of tobacco, and we've decided to make that into a mash.
Yes.
And from the mash, we have the splargum. The splargum creates the boil, and
wort.
So you have the
Morgan
mash.
got the Hagen.
You got the mash, the sparge, the boil, the ferment, the bottle,
And
then the drink.
and then you drunk as hell.
So I mean, this beer looks like it's. It looks like you get some good ideas.
Leafy.
but it seems like you don't have everything together yet. You're still trying to just kind of piecing it together.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Angela's got pretty much everything settled, right?
Well, yeah, we got to put it together. There's lots of. This is a science experiment, essentially.
Yeah, emphasis on experiment.
Well, I have all the pieces here. I did my research. I Googled this. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, you Googled. We're fine then. We're
Yeah.
fine. Google will save all of us.
Google and YouTube videos.
You went to YouTube University?
Yeah.
Who needs to actually go to college anymore with Google?
I was
and
just
YouTube?
saying that
Sure.
the other
There's no
day.
way. There's no reason.
If you know how to search well, you can get years of education on one good Google, one good YouTube session.
One good Google.
Ooh, I just put my finger in it. That stuff is
Tart.
strong.
I
That
don't,
Yep.
think I don't think you're supposed to drink it yet. I don't think it's like beer yet. I think it's
This
like
is
I can't wait.
When
It's
it
like
gets
the-
strained, it's a little sweet,
Oh,
actually. Yeah.
it's like crunchy. There's like flavor crystals.
Astringent.
Or Pop Rocks?
It's not ready.
No, get the hell away from... God damn
You
it,
guys
you're
understand that the
contaminating everything. Get
fermentation
away.
takes like 2 weeks. At least.
It doesn't even take. There's no alcohol in this at all. You guys making like the O'Douls and shit?
Oh
like,
my god.
Oh, you fiendish bastards!
You guys have no idea how to make beer.
Give me that
No.
cup back. Let me
No.
get another swig.
Hello, we need this.
dude,
it
you
needs to
gotta
sit.
dip it so you get the foam.
Oh my god.
Get some
the
foam on
wort
top.
and the.
We're never going to have any beer. You guys are just going to
I
drink
can
all of this.
taste it though. The tobacco and
Yeah.
the rye and the
Is that,
like.
yeah, that's rye.
It's
Definitely
apple-y?
rye. Yeah.
Is there some apple in there?
Oh, there's at least 1,800 pounds of crushed apple seed in
Apple
there, right?
seed.
Just see, that with all the arsenic on the outside of it. That's awesome. That's
Oh.
like really.
Well,
that explains the numbing in my tongue right now.
It cooks it down. It's fine.
But it hasn't cooked down yet, and we're still plowing into it like idiots.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Sips. Why are you plowing? We're just sip.
he
baby
said it was
sips.
beer. Okay, I'm sorry. I was triggered.
I'm giving up. I'm just going to sit back and watch you guys die. It's fine.
Angela, didn't you
As
say
you've been
something
for a
about
while.
if
Yeah.
you can make instant oatmeal, you can make beer? What was your... You had a very poetic way of saying it. What was it?
That was actually really close. Actually, if you can make oatmeal, you can make beer. So there
Nice.
you go.
How long does it take you to make oatmeal?
90 seconds in the
Hey,
microwave.
Mom, can I have oatmeal? It's going to take 4 weeks, honey. All right. I mean, come on. It's a little more of an involved process.
But does
I
this
hope.
oatmeal get you wasted?
Bingo.
It's gonna- you got to plant the seeds and grow the oats, and it's going to take 8 or 9 months for that bowl of oatmeal, honey.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're going completely artisanal. You're growing everything yourself.
By the time
Gotta
you
go find a
graduate,
stream.
this oatmeal will be ready.
Angela, can you help me with this vat?
Wait,
careful,
what are you
guys.
doing? Why am I...
Just venting. I got to add more
You-
sugar for the yeast.
Oh, yeah.
Is that how that works? Don't
Yeah.
they in their...
Oh yeah,
Like,
bunch of
doesn't
sugar.
something break down and create the sugar? Are you adding the sugar? I mean, there's going to be like
Oh my
Kool-Aid.
god. Yeah, you're right. You're right, man, Daddy.
Thank
you're
you.
right.
What the fuck is that? See, you're attracting wild
There is a
animals.
dog,
Get your
a big
muscle out of there.
dog over by the. What is that?
Chewing
mash?
into whatever that crap is.
What is this thing?
Hey, get out of here!
Hey,
Probably
Shoot on.
just
You
Hans
mutt. Shoot
the
on.
Alpha Wolf.
Oh, hey, back off, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, it's
What's going on, dog?
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, Hans the Alpha Wolf, thank you so much for showing up. Angela and I actually invited him out because he once mentioned that he loves drinking beer.
Well,
A
that's
German?
Of course. I'm so German that all the time we drink the beer all day long. It's so cool. What's up with you guys? It's
And
been
not
a
too
long
much.
time no see.
Yeah, Angela and I are
while.
just making beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, your splash is a little off.
The splarge?
Yeah, the splash. Your vert is a little.
Oh, the
That's what I've been telling him. That's what I've been telling him. No one's
Wow.
listening. He's pouring sugar in there.
Always
Hans.
listen to
Sugar.
the wolf. Always listen to the wolf.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I'm a German wolf, you know. You listen to me about beer.
Oh, you're a
That's what
wolf.
you do, a wolf. Ah. So you know how to make some beers, right? You know, the
course.
malted barley, the rye, the whatever grains you're using, you soak it in the water, that makes the malt sugars.
water.
Right? The malt sugars, they boil it with the hops, it gives it the flavors.
yeah.
It's so nice, it's so delicate.
there.
So that's cool. You add the yeast it makes a ferment, the ferment, they eat the sugars, it makes the alcohol, and then you party, go. That's all along. That's.
So you're saying I shouldn't have the sugar when I'm boiling the water?
No.
I'm sorry.
I told you.
So we're going to throw out 86,000 gallons of beer then.
No, we're not.
I'm sure the gravy water will kind of dilute that sugar a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit. So
so.
Mix it
Fritz,
up.
what precipitated this whole beer building experience? Why'd
Well-
you do this? Why?
I wanted to kind of give back to the memory of my late Uncle Felix, who of course died at the age of 42 from a mysterious illness.
Good man.
Hey, I've never actually met this wolf guy, like, in person. This is kind of weird. Hey, hi.
Oh, you guys haven't met. That's right. You guys are never
no.
around.
It's
Hans,
super
Nick,
weird for me.
What?
Like, you guys never told me there was a big-ass fucking wolf that just comes around and he's German.
we told you.
Yeah, we had to. He's so cool. We were just so used to him being around because he's so hip and cool, unlike you.
Well, you know, the late Uncle Felix, he kind of fancied himself a connoisseur of many things. So I just wanted to honor his legacy, make a quick buck. 101 is 3.
We're going to commercialize this beer?
It's not.
Yeah, I'm going to commercialize.
What were you
the
gonna
hell out
call
of this beer. I'm going to call it Felix Beer. Duh.
Felix beer.
Felix beer.
Unless you guys have a better idea.
I mean, there's definitely more punny ways we can go.
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
why. What would you spell it? Like BIER or just BER? I mean, how you gonna add some flair to this? Or?
You can charge more if you put a BIER.
Thank you.
Because that's more
It's a
authentically
Yes.
beer.
German,
It's a
right?
beer. You can charge more money. If Americans they pay it.
Throw umlauts on everything, and that makes it way more expensive. Just put an umlaut on every damn thing. Just tons of umlauts.
So basically, my idea was fine, but I got to misspell a word. I don't
You're not
get it.
misspelling it. You're spelling it
spelling
properly.
correctly.
Yeah.
Based on the original German pronunciation.
Bier.
I choose not to believe that, but whatever.
Okay.
Well, that's up to you.
It's so wrong that you're right. Absolutely.
We really have to work on the name. That's terrible.
It is a horrible.
It's a
name.
okay. Well,
Call it gravy water.
let's
I
call
mean.
it my dead uncle's beer. How about that?
I like that.
Actually,
That's
that
not
might
bad.
work.
Really
That's
works.
very
That's good.
hipster.
That's very
yeah.
What are
Bier.
you drinking? I'm drinking my dead uncle's beer, yo. Is that Bier spelled like that? Yeah, it is. Oh man, I want some.
I think you
See,
got it.
It's selling itself already. I want some now.
Part of my soul's dying.
That's just flavor country.
I think it's the arsenic.
I don't know what's something like German as fuck. I can
Germanic
name
as
it.
hell.
Well, I'm fucking German as fuck.
You really
I'm as
are.
German as fuck, to put it bluntly. You
No,
know?
I don't think you're the man for the job.
I'm
Hans.
not a man. I'm a wolf.
Yeah, he's the wolf for the job.
Wolf?
You're just complicating
No,
things.
no. This is you want to say party all night long. You will go strong, go legend. That could be your slogan. Go strong, go legend, go hard.
This guy just
You
gold.
want to be monster beer named after German monster.
Yeah, Felix did battle monsters in his
all right.
life.
So let me throw out some ideas
Sure.
of German style monsters. Have you ever heard of Buschkromuter?
No.
No.
Druid,
No.
Idrogeen, Kolde,
What?
Nechdripfru,
those
Yes.
are things.
whatever
Name.
Nachtkrab.
No,
De Spielergolle.
No.
Weibefreund, no. What about the Alp?
Wait, what'd you say?
Alp.
Like
a TV
ALP?
show about the alien?
ALP.
No, that one's scarier. That's even scarier than what I'm thinking of. I know.
That's terrible.
It's terrible.
them.
I kill me.
Alf.
Fantastic.
Hey, looky!
Tell us about the Alp.
The Alp is it's kind of interesting. So, do you mind if I tell a little story about the Alp? I mean, I know you probably know a little bit more about the Alp.
No, go ahead. Impress me.
We've spoken about sleep paralysis in the past, and even my personal experience with it. In my instance, it appeared that aliens or some ghostly presence was to blame. But in German folklore, the blame is placed squarely on the Alp. The Alp is an elf-like creature with behavior likened to either an incubus or, in some ways, a vampire. They are short little bastards, and they're always... Because they are. They're short little bastards. They're always seen wearing a magic hat known as a Tarnkappe, 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 that gives them power, such as invisibility. So that's why you can't always see them. They just pop up wearing their little fancy hat.
Like the mannequin in today's special where he like puts it on and he's alive and you take it off and he's a mannequin.
Yeah, same time. Or Frosty the Snowman.
Okay, yeah.
Same sort of thing.
Happy birthday!
Also, Alps are shapeshifters. They can morph into the shape of a cat, a pig, a dog, a snake, or a small white butterfly.
Oh, that's
Pretty specific
cool.
amount of
Wow.
things. Yeah.
I know.
Well, they have a lot of things with them. Hats and
But here's the thing.
shape-shifting.
Regardless of its shape, it'll always be seen wearing its quaint little cap. So if you see a butterfly
Oh,
going by with a little
hat.
cap on, beware.
Oh my gosh, how
Or
cute.
a pig just trotting down the road.
Wearing his
They're
Sunday's
like,
best.
that is the damnedest hat on that little pig.
That's a dapper pig.
Does the hat change sizes? Is the butterfly trapped underneath just a
I think-
normal-sized hat?
I think it's like Mr. Fantastic's
Okay.
clothes. It can warp with him. Now, the Alp will sneak into its victims' rooms at night as they sleep. It will mount the chest of its victims and inhabit their dreams and cause nightmares or even night terrors.
Just fucking the hell out of their chest.
Doctor, I had a nightmare.
The weight of the Alp will slowly increase, crushing the chest of the sleeper until they awake terrified and breathless, or they never wake up. Now, they also drink the blood of the sleepers, sucking the blood out of the nipples of men and women alike.
Damn.
Is that how that works?
Yep, they actually suck blood to the nipples.
Well, I mean,
Blood out of your
you put a nipple on a bottle, you suck it through there, so mine is, nipple on,
There was
on
blood
some
I don't-
dude.
Just takes a lot of work. For a dude, you really got to go at it.
You gotta have really fatty cheeks.
Yeah, you gotta really want it.
But they do actually prefer the flavor of breast milk. So they do actually
doesn't?
have a thing for pregnant women.
If
But
it's,
who
an
doesn't?
if it's an either or situation, I'll probably go with the breast milk too, honestly. Blood or breast milk.
Give them the option.
One is nutritionally viable.
Yeah.
You know?
One is blood.
Still nutritionally viable. Now, some believe the Alp to be a demon, but they can be created in several ways. If a woman bites a horse collar during a painful birth, the child may become an Alp.
What?
If
I remember
Wait.
reading about that. It's so the concept of shaming
Horse
women
collar?
for like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
for giving painful childbirth is so old that it's like you couldn't even bite on a horse collar without somebody being like, "Your baby's cursed. It's going to be a demon."
yeah,
Awful.
there's nothing they can do. Another one is that if a pregnant woman is frightened by an animal,
No, I'm.
their baby can come out as an Alp. If you're pregnant,
Wait a
you just have
minute.
to stay in a room and make sure nothing freaks you out.
So, like, if
But
you're
isn't-
pregnant, you have to be this, like, beastly, unafraid,
Yes.
can't feel any pain.
Yes.
Ah!
Are
Like,
they giving
woman.
birth in a barn? Like where there's just
where else
animals
are you
like
gonna-
staring them
what are they
down?
also going to do in the kitchen?
Right,
Because
exactly.
you've got in the same place an animal that might scare you and a horse collar. Because it's not like exactly in a hospital where they're going to be like, oh, bite down on this. Tastes like horse.
I looked it up to see if maybe like the horse collar was a thing. They coated it
Yeah.
with something to see if it was just like a piece
straight
of
up horse
leather
collar.
that she could
Here,
bite down
chew on
on.
this.
And if you did that, it was shameful, and it was something that like was looked down upon. I was
Oh,
like,
you had
Jesus
to use
Christ.
it's basically the epidural of now. Oh,
Right.
you had to have a horse collar. When I was growing up, we didn't need horse collars.
I had a lava birth.
We would lay in lava and give birth to children. We were fine.
Yeah.
You pussies.
We prayed to Vulcan, the god of lava, and we liked it.
Kids are so pampered now.
Tell me about it.
Now, some would even believe that stillborn children would return from the grave to torment their families as Alps. The Alp also has a mischievous side to it. They will ride horses to exhaustion during the night, so they'll be useless during the day. They will curdle the milk of cows or simply suck them dry because they love that milk. And they will also crush small farm animals to death or cause illnesses within a flock. Another weird one that I saw everywhere when I was studying this was when a woman changes a diaper, she has to make the sign of the cross over the diaper, or an Alp will re-diaper the baby with the soiled diaper. So it's just a way to explain, oh no, I totally changed the diaper. That Alp must have put it back on. Here, let me go get it.
Well, but also at the same time, pretty much verbatim signaling out women.
Yeah.
It's never like men.
Oh, no.
Men can kill their baby in the river. That's fine. No Alp.
Right.
But if a woman touches the baby...
And she ever wore a hat...
I don't know. That last one is a little bit lazy husbandish. No, I told you I did change the diaper. That Alp must have put it back
It
on.
was that stupid Alp.
Yeah.
That crazy Alp.
Such a strange concept of I that was the first time I heard of re-diapering a baby. Right? Like, who even
put it back on.
What son of a bitch even thought of that?
That's a lot of work.
Right.
A lot of work
Really
for a
is.
small payoff. Now, there are many ways to defend against or to trick the Alp. You can place a broom under your pillow. How comfy.
What?
Yeah. Hang iron horseshoes from your bedposts.
Okay, I've heard that one.
You can place your shoes on the floor touching your bed with the toes pointed towards the door.
Okay.
And that's all it takes, just every night. No Alps for you.
Done.
Or you can sleep with a mirror on your chest.
No,
Just
no.
what's more comfy than that? Just, I guess...
like a small one?
I don't know.
So
I guess they're small.
Big,
so
right, big enough so
That's
that the Alp can see himself and be like, what am I doing?
Not like
Yeah,
a floor
You can really think. You can
It gives
really
them a
think about it.
self-realization
Yeah.
moment of
Like,
like,
That's
is this
good.
really what I
Right.
want to do with my life?
Starting to give you the nightmares, and he's just, man, again, another
am
night.
I?
It's Wednesday night, and I'm doing this again.
Who
They're
have I
like-
become?
They're like 8 inches high, and they come right into like the doorway in the frame. And they see the shoes pointing outward, and they go, I could take a hit.
You don't want me.
I don't want it here.
As it slowly turns around and does multiple quick takes back. No.
This last you get to kick old Alp around. Quoting Nixon there.
Well, for being a Germanic demon, they have a really close tie to American
it's
politics, obviously.
Weird.
Can't get away from it.
A person with constant night terrors should urinate in a clean new bottle, hang it in the sun for 3 days, and then carry it. And here's my favorite part. And then carry it without saying a word. I saw that multiple times. You put your urine in a new clean bottle, hang it in the sun for 3 days, carry it without saying a word to a running stream, and then throw it over your head into the water. Because you make sure you're not like, hey guys, just gonna take my 3-day sun-brewed pee, gotta go chuck it in the river to get rid of that Alp. No, you can't say that. You gotta be really sly with this.
Somebody sees you creep into the stream or whatever with a jar, like, oh, don't talk to him. He's
I know
taking
that.
care of an Alp situation. It's
Right.
just-
That's like friend code.
Yeah.
He was eating asparagus for like a week. Don't even talk to him.
Bobby, why are you hiding that gallon of lemonade?
Don't you worry nothing about that, Ma.
All right, on your way.
Thanks, Ma. You're really cool.
Now, if you awake with an Alp on your chest, you can ask him
Scream.
to yes, that's
you
the
can
first.
scream.
That's your first response usually. But you can ask him to come back later and either borrow something or have coffee or drinks, and the Alp will dash off and then return in the morning for its reward. Now,
Aw.
when it returns, it will often be in its other form, because many believe that during the day they appear as normal people, but with their eyebrows touching. So when you see someone with a unibrow, that's an Alp, my friend. That's
Oasis.
an Alp right there. The whole band Oasis, every member of Oasis has always been an Alp.
So is this mainly a cautionary tale about how you should always assume to be the better person in life? You should always reach out to another creature, another animal?
Sure.
I feel like these people gave the Alp way too much power.
Yes.
Like their whole lives. And like, how often are you supposed to run into an Alp? These are a lot of rules and things to remember.
Like
Yeah.
gremlins.
And like, how often do they
Right.
come by? You're like, oh shit, coffee? What was
Shoes
it?
and,
like,
a
shoes.
It's like
mirror.
OCD to teach your kids how to do things right. You know, always make sure your shoes are tidy. and everything. It's just basically a way to scare your kids into doing housework.
A lot of stuff with horses.
Yeah,
always.
it's like it can be a squirrel, it can be a butterfly, it can be mailman, it can be a number 2 American pencil, it could be. It's like all of these. I don't know. It's all wearing hats.
Wear your nipple guards at night.
Right.
Now, if you plug or stop up all the holes, even keyholes, into your room, it will stop the Alp from entering. But if you do it while they're there, you will trap the Alp, for they always leave the same way they came in, which gives you a little interesting little story. In the city of Boole, a man was experiencing night terrors and chest compressions that are associated with an Alp. So one night, the man laid in bed awake all night, waiting for the Alp. At the stroke of midnight, a cat slipped in through a hole in the wall. The man quickly plugged up the hole, caught the cat, and nailed one of its paws to the floor.
Whoa.
Then went into the other room, went to sleep. The next morning,
Get him, Alp.
he found a beautiful naked woman laying in the cat's place. But I'm guessing wearing a hat. I'm guessing wearing a hat is too. I didn't mention, but it's a...
So not fully naked.
Yeah, it was just with a hat. So...
Her head was not naked.
Yeah, her head was not naked.
Jensen?
So it's a beautiful naked woman wearing a hat with her hand nailed to the floor.
Accessories.
However, the man was so taken by her beauty that he not only let her go, he married her. And they had a long life together, and she even bore him 3 children.
While still nailed to the floor?
No, he let her go from the floor. He peeled her off the floor, you know. It made housework a bitch after the first few weeks. He's like, all right, let's get her off the floor.
She was just like, that was so romantic.
Let me tell the story again, guys. Let me tell the story again.
He unnailed me from the floor.
He didn't have to do that.
Second night.
He didn't have to do that. Second night, totally unnailed me. So, one day, after having a long life together, gave him 3 children. One day, they were both in the room, into his bedroom, when he said to her, look, this is where you came in. And he unplugged the hole. The woman immediately turned into a cat, ran through the hole, and was never seen from again.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
Classic cat
It
shit.
had just
right?
been
Yes.
waiting to go the same way it came in. So just like, fuck you, fuck the kids, I'm out of here, I'm a cat.
Where's mommy? Well, mommy went to the store to get some cat food.
For herself.
Extra CEO of Starbucks, a cat? It's like she was just like the mayor of a small town. Where did the mayor go? Some reports say she's a cat.
So, whether they're blood-sucking demons or mischievous little imps, one would be smart to always avoid the ire of the Alp.
That's a very, very insane story.
They're crazy little fuckers.
Hans the Alpha Wolf, do you have... so that was... You want us to believe that you're an Alp? Is that what it is? Are you something else? Are you a caterpillar?
No, I'm the Alpha Wolf. I'm Hans. I just want you to name your kick-ass beer something kick-ass. And you know what? After tasting your beer, not so kick-ass.
It's kind of like that 3-day-old like
It's got that
piss.
astringent-y kind of taste to it. So
Hard
this is
to-
where we go.
How do you know how that tastes?
I had to start over. I kept the liquid strength, everything out, you know,
Beautiful.
but now I'm making something else. We need more grains to boil down, and we need to get more grains from the fields. You got the fields around here, right? Fritz
course.
always
Yep.
had the extras.
There's totally something around here. It's
Totally
really-
self-sufficient.
Yeah, we'll find something to put in there.
Well, I make you a kick-ass Bach. All your friends
Bach.
go, oh my god, this Bach is amazing. And not Bach like the composer, like the Bach beer. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like B-O-C-K.
Bach. Bach.
Bach.
Like the beer.
Yeah.
Spelled the
Yeah.
right way. B-E-E-R.
The American way.
Freedom
Is that the
fizz.
American way?
Freedom Fizz.
Freedom
I want to
Fizz.
drink up a big old can of Freedom Fizz.
I
like
think
it.
you just found your name, ladies and gentlemen.
I
Freedom Fizz.
think so. Fritz is
Fort Fritz Freedom Fizz.
One more time. What was that again? I'm sorry, Hans. I was chuckling.
It would be Fort Fritz Freedom Fizz.
I like it.
It will be number 9 on all the charts.
Nice.
Number
Nine.
Ein.
Number
Ein.
ein.
That's one.
That's one. Yeah. Nice. Well, now I'm all about it.
I'm a little more excited now. Now
Yeah.
that we got Hans on board, we really got something we're working with now.
It seems like he's gonna take us to the promised land. So where do we go?
Take me to the right fields!
That's pretty commanding presence.
Yeah, no,
When you hear
let's
that in
go.
the German, you just want to do shit.
Yeah,
I
snap
understand it
to,
now.
and we'll-
I totally get it now.
We're in a
All right,
single file line
Let's
too.
go to the right fields. You are listening to Fort Fritz.
we're back with Fort Fritz here, and we are in the field looking for wheat.
Oh, wheat. I was looking for something else. I'm sorry.
I knew. You know what? I knew you were going to say that when we got here.
I was going to say some bullshit ass wheat out here because it was all brown and tan.
Sorry, I was in the weed field.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Of course
Wait,
you are.
of course. There's one.
Yeah,
What were we looking for again? Wheat.
Wheat.
I think we're supposed to be rye, actually. We're one field over.
First of all, yes, we're supposed to be looking for rye.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So we'll go.
How many different fields do you have here? That's a lot of grains.
I think we have to walk back a couple more rows or
Approximately
columns.
1 hectare back.
Oh, God
Who's
damn it.
tending all this? I mean, you don't even know what you're talking about. Who is tending all this? I mean,
Mainly
Angela,
Greaves.
are you taking care of all this?
No, it's mainly
I thought there was like
Greaves
a groundskeeping
Yep.
crew.
and also Carl Winslow.
Yeah, Carl Winslow's got.
I guess that would make things a lot easier if you have Carl Winslow. You can
Oh.
do a lot quickly.
I mean, a couple
Yeah.
steps and he's pretty much there.
Done.
This
Yeah.
thing.
It looks
like a-
great, though, doesn't it? He does a good job with this.
Very
Really,
uniform.
it's very
I
uniform.
like the irrigation troughs.
Here we go. Here's the rye. Here's the rye field.
I can smell it.
Wow.
Smells like
Right.
rye.
That's what that smells like.
What was the whole thing about the catcher in the rye?
I guess it was like a baseball game. I don't know.
There was a guy who's really good at baseball.
I
and he
heard
ran
it
out
was an
to-
overrated book, and there was some dude that was like a pissed off baseball player and / farmer. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Ran out to a
The
field.
pitcher J.D. Salinger pitched it to Holden Caulfield, hit a grand slam, walk off.
And then he just talked to a woman in a room for a little bit.
Cubs win.
Yeah.
Cubs win.
So you have over here the ancient grains on the left. On the right, you see the more esoteric types of
Yeah.
grains. All the stalks as high as a man's head.
It's amazing. He's glowing. Look at him. I mean,
I know.
his coat is just shiny.
His aura.
Read it in, meine Kleinemann and mein Fräulein.
Oh,
it's
mein
so
Kleinemann.
beautiful out here.
He's almost going to OG over German.
Take a deep breath in. This is where the best beers in the world will all come. They all start
kinda-
right here.
It's kind of harsh on the throat.
No,
I
that's
went
not.
right into
Very
the
Oh, in
intense.
beers we might have one or two stalks, heads, wolf's tooths on the top.
Wolf's tooth.
Wolf's tooth.
What?
The
That's
fuck is that?
It's the proper word for the top of the grains and they turn black. Sometimes you get a little infection. Don't worry about it. We talk about that later.
I don't want to drink infected tooth
guys.
beer.
I think he's talking about ergot. I don't know,
Oh.
guys. This is freaking me out.
Yes,
I don't know
ergot,
all
yeah.
this. I can't see. I'm barely. We're gonna see a rye and with a wolf who's talking.
Wait a minute.
It's Hans. I don't know. Just chill out about the guy.
Is this going to be like witch's brew? Is this going to make people trip out, or should we?
Ergot does have lysergic acid in it. Could potentially? Did we check that? Did you have? Did you put moldy rye in the thing?
I did a lot of things with these hands.
What does that mean?
Interest is
Questions
piqued.
you
Look,
don't
that
want to
just
know the
gives
answers
that's
to.
the extra kick we're all looking for from the Fort Fritz Freedom Freeze.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Yeah, right.
Just a little extra fizz in the Freedom Fizz.
Yes, this thing is should be laced with a very potent acid.
Guys, I don't like this.
I know. I
Of
don't
course
even
you
know.
wouldn't, man. Come on, chill out,
Trying to
groove
smooth
with
over the
us.
fact-
If I know my German mythology, which I'm pretty sure that I do,
Oh, this guy's
course
a
you do.
real fucking nerd. I mean, this is what you're talking about, right? What the fuck is up with this guy?
I'm freaking out. Stop looking at me, wolf.
I'd like to
Wolf!
apologize for Nick, Hans. I really apologize
He
for
does
Nick.
this a
He
lot.
does this
He has a
every
name,
time.
sir.
He doesn't normally do this. I think he's intimidated. He feels something, I don't know, aggressive about Hans the Alpha
Well,
Wolf.
to be perfectly understandable, I understand, because
Okay.
it's understandable.
Stop
where he's
licking
coming
his
from.
shoulder then, I think, is one thing.
Look, he's probably freaking out about, have you guys ever heard of the Roggenwolf?
Come
Did
again?
you just take his thing?
Whoa, a wolf just got a trill. I think that's the first time we've had a wolf trill. This is sweet.
Damn, he just totally stepped all over Nick's
Yeah.
shit.
Guys,
Wow.
guys, no, I agree for once. Thank you. I agree with Hans here. The Roggenwolf. That's. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Do I get a
No,
second
I
trill?
mean,
No.
No trill for you.
Guys?
No,
Maybe a baby
you're
trill?
just giving away trills now?
Hold on, let's listen for it.
Roggenwolf or Roggenwolf are a type of field spirit. They are a Fieldgeister. They are a corn and wind spirit. They are demon spirits. That,
Corn and wind.
Yep.
It's the
Corn
worst
and wind.
kind, dog.
Those are-
You don't want to be behind some corn wind.
No.
I don't think it's corn wind,
Corn
or
and
even
wind.
hyphenated. I think it's corn and wind.
Oh, it's like how you corn beef.
Exactly. So they are corn and wind spirits.
Okay, cool.
That's like a
So
fart.
sometimes you have to think it's inextricably linked to the harvest, old world farmers, the corn being their harvest, and the wind being providing lightning and rain in some instances.
Spirits of the corn.
Exactly. So all throughout German folklore, these appear as animals, people, or chimeras of the two or numerous different creatures.
And a chimera is...
It's like a Mr. Potato Head of animal parts.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
Ah, okay.
It's the lion with the wings of
Yeah,
an
it's a
eagle
griffin.
and the butt of a shark.
Yeah, exactly, except for the shark bit.
The shark butt.
But
The least intimidating part of the shark.
Shut up, man, daddy.
It's butt.
I'll have to answer to you.
so the mythology of these creatures is linked to that of the hearth of the home and the planting of crops and their eventual harvest. The Fieldgeister, these spirits of the land, they are very much alive and omnipresent amongst the crop. And as the crop is harvested, these creatures escape the scythe and the mowers by traveling further and further back into the fields. And eventually, they, when the last corn stalks are down to the last few, these wheat stalks, grain stalks, rye stalks, they become a safe haven for these creatures, and they will actually reside inside of the last heads of grain, which invariably are always kept so as not to upset the balance of nature. These last few bits, they are then transformed physically into a totem, a corn quote-unquote doll, a sculpture of sorts, a little weaving of these grain stalks.
Is this like Children of the Corn kind of?
Feeling like it.
Less
making
blonde
it?
hair, less albinoism.
That's Malachi!
More shark butt.
More shark butt.
Yeah, exactly.
So thereby making this totem traps the spirit inside of it, and then the doll is brought inside the home to be placed by the hearth, the center of the home. You think everything in these times revolved around that. That's where all the meals were prepared. It was a source of light at night. It was the
Little
center
corn husk
place.
dolls. I mean, we've all seen those. I mean, that's weird that has a connection like this that I never knew about.
I've seen several photos of some of these, and some of them look more just like geometric braidings of sorts of these stalks.
Well, this is a Greek myth cut in, but there are 12 Greek gods and goddesses. They are referred to as the Olympians. The 13th goddess was Hestia, the goddess of the hearth, who is often overlooked.
She's like the Pluto of the Greek gods.
The dog?
She kept everything together, but she's never really mentioned. She has no stories, nothing like that. So that's
She's the housewife. Of
Maybe
the
like
god.
representative.
Yeah,
of,
doing everything well and not getting any real recognition for it. Holding it together.
So, when spring returns and the time of planting has arrived, a spring ritual of some kind is performed, and the spirit is released from inside of this totem. Typically, this is achieved through a purifying, cleansing fire. And the quote-unquote doll is burned to release its captive spirit, and the cycle begins anew.
Of course.
So during its time inside of the home, during the winter, during the off months, the spirit and the totem are treated with the utmost respect and care. Because not only may the family's livelihood depend on the favor of the said Fieldgeister, but it is considered bad fortune to come into direct contact with a spirit. In fact, it is outright devastating and dangerous. Illness or worse, which you'll see later on, can occur in such instances. And this is where things get really dark.
It's like a really fucked up Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
Like next level shit.
Have a bad Christmas. So specifically, the Roggenwolf literally translates to rye wolf, and is shaped, obviously, like a wolf. Wolves in general of mythic proportions in the Proto-Germanic and Indo-European cultures have been guardians of the land of the dead, which in Norse culture you have to think of some of these type of creatures like Fenrir and its children, or Odin's wolves, Geri, Geri, not Jerry, like, damn it, Jerry!
Jerry.
And
Damn it, Jerry.
Freki, or Cerberus in Greek Roman mythology, and even the epic poem of Beowulf. The Grendel family are known as Brimwolf or water wolves, and with such powerful and mysterious associations, the sinister implications of wargs deepens in relation to the Roggenwolf. So the term warg, many know it from Game of Thrones, but they are misusing the classical form of what a warg was.
What is it?
not-
Is it WARG?
That is
Warg.
That is warg. So it is historically just a large mythical wolf of some type, specifically a wolf or a dog. So the term warg has historically been interchangeable with the idea of werewolves, a common trait in the legend of the Roggenwolf, but it also is applied to various nefarious types of criminals, those who would murder through cowardly means, corpse violators,
Ooh.
or oath breakers. So the punishment
Warlocks.
for such crimes Warlocks?
That's what warlock means, is Oathbreaker.
Really?
Oh, I didn't know that.
shit.
Jesus
What?
Christ.
Yeah, warlock does not mean male witch. It means it technically means Oathbreaker.
Is that points? Points. Hans, is that points?
Punkes.
That
That was
points.
German for points.
It's German for points.
Or
Okay.
he's calling him like a
Punkes.
really nasty thing.
Points for Hans.
So punishment for such crimes as these, again, go back to the Norse myths of old, and that is hanging. Death by strangulation. So this refers to the hanging of Odin, the chief of the gods, the All-Father, the hanged man, who hung himself from the Yggdrasil, the knowledge tree, and stabbed himself in the side with a spear. Sounds a lot like another very, very popular story.
What is that spear hit called again?
Talking about the Lance of
Wounds
Longinus.
Christ, the,
Yes, what was it?
The Lance of Longinus.
Longinus.
Yes, but that is in Christian faith.
Right.
And so with Odin, he hung himself from the tree for 9 days and nights in order to glean the mysteries of the runes from the Norn or something like that below. From the
if
well
he
of
had
Jord.
YouTube, it'd be so much easier.
Yes.
If he had YouTube, he could just go on YouTube for a while. We don't have to hang himself by a fucking tree for
He's like-
9
If
days.
he had YouTube, he would have set up a YouTube channel and filmed himself hanging
Totally,
there
and then
for
he get
9
total
days.
hits.
Yeah.
Total hits,
He
man.
would have
Just to
been
prove
like,
to
I
everyone.
lost my eye for this.
Get like 1,300 views or something. Like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
So this was the punishment for these crimes, and this directly ties into the Roggenwolf for two specific reasons. They were notorious creatures for, one, being a being that ambushes peasants and strangles them as they pass through the fields, and also kidnapping children, number two.
What a dick.
Damn.
Wow.
So the Roggenwolf does this for probably several reasons, and to maintain its power in the favors of the farmers, to make sure that if it's been offended or pissed off somehow, they know who's in charge, and also to probably please its mother, the Roggenmutter. And this is a terrifying creature in her own right, with long bosoms, long enough to even swing back and be thrown over her own shoulders, that are filled with a seeping, oozing black tar, and are tipped with teats of igneous iron, and the body being extremely and utmost entirely white or black, and I'm talking like dark as night or white as a sheet of paper, black and white.
And you should have seen its shoes.
It's just, are you talking about like tactical battle titties?
Yeah.
I mean,
basically.
that's amazing.
In the legend,
Badass bitch.
she does. She does
Just like
actually
using her body, like I love myself. Just bam, just throwing titties.
Toss them shits over my shoulder. I'm out.
I squirt toxic breast milk at your face.
It's awesome.
Well, to paint a picture, she has been known to chase children at the speed of a horse with said titties thrown over shoulders.
Flapping in the breeze.
And also to beat them about the head with such iron-tipped titties.
Oh, getting a titty beaten.
So she also has the power to turn herself into any animal that she chooses, and is always armed with a lethal whip that shoots out lightning out of the tip of it.
What?
Wow.
She also churns children in her iron butter churn.
Nice.
What?
Butter kids.
Baby butter.
Baby butter.
And she scours the fields in search of food, and quite often does, switch out babies for changelings. And this is a very old idea in many, many cultures. This has been known in old Anglican cultures, proto-cultures, for fairies switching out changelings. And they are said that basically the theory, the reasons behind that would be that humans' mother's milk is more nourishing to these spiritual creatures. And they take the human babies back, raise them, make them their slaves.
Perfect.
It's a 2 for 1. Everybody
Yeah,
And
that's
wins.
then
win-win.
profit. Take babies, turn to slaves, profit.
And despite her terrifying and monstrous existence, her presence in the field holds a good omen of a hearty and abundant harvest for that year.
Because they have your babies.
So you don't got to eat that much. There's not as the food doesn't have to go as
Oh,
far.
Jesus,
Yeah,
that was
sure.
dark.
Baby.
Wait, so is he gonna strangle us? Are you?
Yeah, I'm a little afraid now. I mean, are you looking at us like we're babies? Or are you gonna like
Do you have
grind
a
us
butter
up?
churn?
Are you gonna butter baby us or something, or butter us up with babies?
Do you have iron titties?
Don't listen to Angela. Angela, please. She was, I think, intimating that we should probably go into the grain elevators, the grain silos, to see exactly what we're working with.
How'd you extrapolate that from that? That's amazing.
We have a weird
that was
psychic
like
connection.
That's like an I am Groot thing or
I
something
know.
right there. That was amazing.
She's very crude tonight.
She hasn't had enough beer.
What?
We also were sipping on some type of potentially toxic moldy, brewy.
Thank you, hippopotamus.
Yeah. That is what I would be more worried about than the Roggenwolf. No, much more than so. Because, Roggenwolf, Roger, as we like to call him, haven't seen him in a long time.
Oh, so there is a Roggenwolf.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
His bark is worse than his bite. But
What's going on over here?
if there's some ergot that,
He's crawling around on all fours.
Yeah,
What is he
guys,
doing?
that might be alarming too. Ergot poisoning is pretty common. It actually has very, very
He's
similar
sweating.
symptoms of lycanthropy.
He's like all pale and sweaty.
No, I'm fine.
It's looking kind of funny from here.
Maybe we should get him some more of that beer?
I just
Yeah,
need.
definitely.
I
You think
need
he
to-
does
Yeah,
it?
just
I
let me
need
cool
to
down
take
a little
it.
bit.
Just let-
He needs to cool down with another acid beer.
I'm fine. Just let me take a knee. I think.
Which knee? Ever really looked at your knees, brah? I mean,
Which knee?
Look at him. Which knee would you
How
pick?
many do you have?
Right,
Which
right,
knee?
right. Which
It's
knee?
like I
Yeah.
got which knee?
Yeah.
Which knee?
all of this grain is still in the ground. It's still a living process. Do you have anything dried out ready to use? Ready to...
Guy knows his beer.
Einstein.
Guy knows what he's doing. I trust him.
Angela?
does.
Angela. Name of also Prime Minister of Germany, Merkel.
I want
Merkel,
enchiladas. You say something?
Enchiladas.
Yes.
Do I have any grains? Anyone know grains?
Is
Yeah,
there a
dude,
place?
this is-
grains?
Can we get enchiladas and grain? Do you keep them in like a silo?
grain?
Do you
We
get
have a
enchilada grains
silo.
out?
I've been trying to get everyone to follow me for the past year. Y'all keep
All right,
talking.
We'll go
I'm
follow
sorry.
the silo trail to the
Having
silo.
fun.
Cool. Yeah. Let's. Can I swim into it like a la Scrooge McDuck?
Yes, whatever you want to do.
Let's have his ass going
Please.
around in our grain. This should be great.
Can't you suffocate like that?
Hopefully.
Never you mind that, Nick Spray.
You're listening to Fort Fritz.
Willkommen back to Fort Fritz. We are here in the silo, examining all of the grain that we have to make the beer, to make Fort Fritz Freedom Fizz. And it looks like pretty good grain, although there may...
Thank you.
Unfortunately, guys, you may have some infected ergot grains
It
in
all
Yeah.
looks like
the
that.
rye.
It's 100%.
Yeah,
all
it's
looks-
black and it looks like wolves too.
Wait. So black is bad when
Yep.
it comes
That's your opinion.
like black mold or
Yeah, no, like ergot mold. Like the same mold that is made in the lysergic acid, the LSD.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so into this.
This isn't good.
This
So-
is so good.
Okay, Han, go up front and see if you can see any, like, around the perimeter. Go sniff them out. You know what I mean? Use the wolf senses and go check them out.
I use my schnauzer.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
dog.
get
My
out
dog.
there.
I have
Yeah,
a pet
dog, a
schnauzer.
schnauzer.
He'll go out and smell
They're
for us.
perfect. They hunt rats.
Yes. They
Perfect.
Do. There's a rat area. There's
A
rats.
wolf with a pet dog.
Of course, it makes sense.
gotta
It's
be
very
confusing.
Pluto goofy
it
of
makes
you.
so
It
much
is.
sense.
It is.
Well,
Pluto
please.
comes back again for another.
Auf Wiedersehen.
How big are these rats?
That's impressive that he walked that dog out of here, though.
And so briskly.
I mean, it's a German dog.
Yeah.
It's probably got it on the weird.
Super
like-
strict.
Yeah, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, remember our brew pot? We had the brew pot. We were gonna
Yeah,
drink. We were
yeah,
drinking
yeah,
out of that,
yep.
and then he's now kind of acting a little weird. He's still sweaty. He hasn't said anything weird yet.
Looks a little clammy.
A little clammy. Yeah, it looks like he's going through something. It seems like there's something emotional coming to the surface. See,
I was
there it is.
laughing.
There it is.
Weird. Why is he?
If you guys could see the circus, man.
We
The
can.
circus.
If there was a circus to see, we'd totally see it because our eyes work.
What do you see there?
Behind you, just
That's just
There's-
grain.
there's nothing
That's
behind
just
me.
more grain.
It's
Giant
like
pile of rye.
infected
outstanding.
rye.
Outstanding.
Wow.
So I see the rats they seem to be exhibiting a similar
You
sort of.
see? Wait, you see the rats?
Yeah, they're right there. They've eaten of the brew. They're like rolling around. They're like
Those
listening-
rats are having a good time. Those
listening
rats.
to Jimi Hendrix
Wait a
and
minute.
checking out some
Whoa.
Okay,
lava
so
lamps.
the rats are not just in my head. You can
No.
see that too.
No, those are here.
Those
Nope.
are real rats.
Those
And
things
you
are
don't-
big.
I know, and they're using vinyl. They're really into the sound
That's
quality.
super
That's
gross.
Just
so
laying
cool.
around and chilling.
And they're using skateboards
Whoa.
So we can't let.
There's no skateboards.
as
What are you, a freak?
transportation.
It's
Well,
just rats listening to vinyl. Why you have to throw in skateboards, you freak?
What's this I hear about all these rats? You guys have rats in here?
Hans, chill.
Huh?
Wow. Come on, dude. You're a wolf. Whoa.
Wow.
Hold on. Hey, little buddy. Hey, little buddy. Give this guy like a chew toy or something, man. This is messed up.
The instincts.
I don't know what to how to process that. Hans, chill out. First of all, go like.
Sorry, bro. I've been doing a lot of squats lately.
Make you what?
I get swole. Do you lift? Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah.
Did you or did you not find rats or any kind of vermin on the perimeter of this house?
Yeah, look all around. Don't you see them with the skateboards?
Yes, because we've been looking at this for a long time. It's just it's odd to me that you would have to go around the entire perimeter to focus on the rats right in front of us.
I'm just trying to get
literally
my
have not
steps into there, you know? I've got my Fitbit, look at it.
It's not a fucking Fitbit.
I take my schnauzer,
They
I
make
get my
this for wolves?
steps. Look at that, bro. You got the freaking rats.
No, I can't argue that. That's bad.
That's true.
Yeah, that's bad.
What are we going to do about all these rats, huh?
Exactly.
I got to get Schmutzy in here.
This is what we need.
We could get the cat in here. We
Yeah.
could like the cat might help.
Yeah.
That's how. Come on, Kaz. Don't you realize how cats and humans became such good friends? Back in ancient times, when we stored grain, rats would come in and eat the grain. But then the cats were nearby, and they came in and started eating the rats. And the people were like, hey, these cats are eating the rats, but they're not eating the grain. Let's take care of the cats. And the cat said, hey, you're going to take care of us. We're going to eat those rats. And then we have cat-human friendship as we have it today.
Why are the cats talking to me, man?
There's no cats yet.
Cats
The
here.
cats haven't shown up yet. She just called Schmutzy.
And
Which
we
she-
just had a cat minute.
Yeah.
That's outstanding.
He is making rye angels since the grain. Look at them.
He hasn't opened his eyes
It's just
in like
like
5
a cloud
minutes.
of black, sort of like moldy. He's gonna die
Yeah,
of ergot
good.
poisoning.
That's not good.
He
Ergot.
looks like a Trippin version of
He's really
Pigpen.
happy.
Just for the listeners, that's Ergot, not Argot, or Argo, starring Ben Affleck.
Great flick.
He is definitely tripping.
Yeah. That's not
Holy
his type of movie at all.
shit.
Okay, attention.
Whoa.
Achtung.
God, that is commanding.
Achtung. What we must do, we'll scrap it all down. The only way to save all of the project we have started is with a cleansing fire.
I
What?
agree. This circus
Sealing us
sucks.
in like
Is that all we
I'm
do?
boarding up this whole building. Stay here.
all right.
Guys, Schnauzer, come with me. Schmutzy, come with me. Me.
Who the hell gave Hans a
I
hammer?
don't know, but why is that our solution for everything?
Bart.
Hans,
Give me this. Give me hammers.
first of all, you let the dogs and the cats out, but you can't give us a second to get out. We're like locked in. Like there was clearly a moment where we could have gotten out. Now we're on the other side of this door, and I'm struggling to understand the logic behind the sealing us in.
Who lets the dogs out?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You, but then
I can't hear you.
You also
Follow
need-
these boards I've put up.
listen,
The
you're
mystery has been solved.
Hans, let the dogs out.
It's true. I never knew.
That
It had to
son
be-
of a bitch.
I know.
I hate him
Motherfucker.
even more now.
Hans, you can't burn us down.
Why not?
First of all, we've overused that trope way too many times in the
lot.
show, and it's just
A
getting
lot.
stale.
It's
like
dick.
all we do is
can't
just
have
burn
anything
shit.
else.
We just
We got to
burn
at
it,
least
yeah.
maintain some parts of the fort so we can continue to inhabit them. So no more burning on that. And also, haven't you ever heard of the Legend of Hatto?
No, I haven't.
No.
See, that's how you get a piano trill. All right?
Nice.
You don't
That's
get it
well
taken
done.
from you by some
Fucking
fucking
master.
wolf out in the field. All right, you take.
Yeah, seriously, I'm not happy about that last one.
All right, well, you make yours up next time.
It should be.
That's
So lame.
You can't. I'm going to edit that out. You can't do that to yourself.
You can't do that.
You can't
I'm just going to bleep it.
Like a Michael Winslow piano trill.
Hatto or Hatto.
How's it spelled?
Hatto.
How's it spelled?
H-A-T-T-O.
Hatto.
H-A-T-T-O. Hatto.
Hatto.
Hatto. Was an archbishop of a town called Mainz, which is in the Rhine Valley in Germany.
Maine.
M-A-I-N-Z. Mainz. Somewhere in the 10th century, a great famine struck the area, and the townsfolk beseech Hatto to help them. They needed help, surviving this famine. All their grains were wiped out, but he was the archbishop. He had the store of grains. So he invited them all to the central barn, the granary, and the granary, and he told everyone, let's get in the line, get in the barn, and we're going to give you all a sack of grain, and then we'll do this again next week, and, we'll figure it out from there. And everybody was like, fuck yeah, communism.
So was it like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, just early, doing it.
Go home and make a Hatto Pato.
I was thinking that the whole fucking
I
time.
couldn't get it
The
out
whole
of my
time I was
Wow,
thinking
nice.
I hate you both.
Thank you. That's despicable.
All right, it's out there now.
Okay, so what was he doing? Oh, okay, so the barn, he gets the barn, and he gets all the people in the barn, and then he seals the barn, and he burns all the people.
What?
Wow.
Burns the barn to the ground and kills. The estimate was in the...
Wait. He kills all the people, but he also destroys all of his grain, right?
There was, he said it was an okie doke. There was no grain. It was just everyone get in this barn, and we're going to kill you. So
Something as violent as that just summarized with an
An
okie doke.
It was an okie doke.
It was a goof.
And
classic.
after the bodies were discovered at the crime scene, the police discovered that it had been the entire time simply an okie doke.
A classic okie doke.
Quoted the suspect, "I was just joshing."
So, actually quoting the suspect, "I faith 'tis an excellent bonfire," quoth he, "and the country is greatly obliged to me for ridding it in these times forlorn of rats that only consume the corn."
Man, they had such poetry.
Ooh,
back
wow.
He likened the burned peasants to
To rats.
rats that had only consumed his corn. So Hatto went to bed and
I'm done for the day.
had himself a big old meal of corn, I imagine, like a bunch of corn.
By himself.
Just a big plate of corn, like spoonfuls,
cornmeal.
a big mountain of it.
Giblets.
I showed them.
Surely the greatest man in all the realm. So the next morning, he awoke to the furious sounds of his servants beseeching him to wake up and to leave his tower stronghold, because 10,000 rats had not only consumed all of the corn in the granary, but are now converging on the palace.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, go rats.
Right? Revenge.
And so they were angry about that? Wake up! God damn it!
It's just like an initial false flag thing, right? Like he's like fucking blames it on the rats. The rats are like, nah, it wasn't us. But
So
Double
fucking shit up.
jeopardy.
so Hatto burned people first, right?
he burned people,
And
but
then
he
the rats
likened,
came back.
Correct. He likened them to rats. Like, oh, I got rid of those rats for us. And then the next day, an army of rats washes over his granary, eats all the grain, and then actually Hatto himself, they chase him into an island. I believe he was consumed in what is known as Mouse Tower in
Yes.
Are you
the
serious?
town of Mainz.
Kind of on the nose.
How
Yeah.
badass is that, though? Like, imagining being chased by this tidal wave of rats, and they're each one more aggressive than the next. God, that's like some zombie apocalypse.
Like running past a sign that says "This way to Mouse Tower" is like, oh, that doesn't bode well.
Why did I have this built again?
Ah.
Down on his knees the bishop fell, and faster his beads did he tell, as louder and louder drawing near the gnashing of their teeth he could hear. And in the windows and in the door and through the walls helter-skelter they pour, and down from the ceiling and up through the floor, from the right and the left, from behind and before, from within and without, from above and below, and all at once to the bishop they go. They have whetted their teeth against the stones, and now they pick up the bishop's bones. They gnaw the flesh from every limb, for they were sent to do judgment on him.
Ooh.
Nice.
And so that's why you shouldn't burn us alive in here.
Yeah. That seems pretty obvious with that
That's
metal-ass poem he just said right there.
Sponsored by Tales from the Crypt.
So what else would we do, Hans? How do we get rid of all of these rats that won't resort to us adding more cobra snakes?
Well, Cobra Snakes are opening for the for Doom Cabbage, right? It was Doom
I think
Cabbage
so,
is going
yeah,
to be
yeah.
playing at
They switch sets each night. It's a cool thing for the fans.
I don't know why you're asking me. I mean, I'm a talking wolf. Doesn't that seem a little weird to anybody? I'm just really feeling it, guys.
Wow.
Whoa. Oh.
He's speaking truth right there. Why do we accept him into our ranks? He's a talking wolf.
Why am I so uptight and yet so calm and cool all the time?
Yeah, it
Oh,
just
yeah,
seems that way.
Sorry,
Right,
Doc.
right.
You guys are very responsible, accountable people. Thank you.
Is that a cat
Oh,
just going to town on these rats?
What?
Oh.
Schmutzy!
Hey.
Schmutzy, don't look up. Don't look at them.
That does not look like a schmutzy. That looks like a fire cat.
You know, I was
doing what
thinking
you're doing, Schmutzy.
Looks
earlier,
like a
like
straight bloodbath.
Yeah, she's
exactly
just really
right, like
going to
the
town.
synergistic relationship between cat and grain and man. It seems like you just get rat blood and shit all over your
You're going to have to say that one more time a little bit louder. I can't
Angela?
hear you over the massacre of
Yes, please.
rodents that's
Angela?
happening in the background.
Yes.
Hold me, you're my friend.
We're not friends.
Hold.
He's still wearing the
We're
phone.
not-
They've appeared to line each
Please.
other up in sort of a French
Oh,
Revolution.
come on, dude.
type
Oh,
of-
the grain
You don't
all
have to
stuck in your
fucking push me like
thong.
that.
It's
Jesus.
weird.
You got thong juice on my feet.
So while you guys are all getting all high here, I actually got Schmutzy to come over here and help us. So
He's getting high. We're just
Yeah.
drinking this beer. Beer.
Far out. That's awesome.
Beer.
It was right at middle time.
Beer.
That was it.
Hans, can you contribute to more beer making since we're getting all the rat population? Or are you just too fucked up right now?
Do that all day.
Why am I hearing loops of Man-Daddy?
What?
Fruit Loops and Man-Daddy.
Which flavor?
High-pitched ringing.
Were any of the Fruit Loops different flavors, or were they all just...
Son of a bitch!
Fruit Loops was a cereal?
I mean, there's red ones, so they had to taste red.
Red one.
Yeah,
Red
one. Red one.
In Germany, it was just a series of belts.
UB40.
that you got hit with?
Oh, you got banana belts, I see this week. Oh, very fashionable.
You ate belts for breakfast?
What?
Hi.
Hey, hello.
What's going on?
I'm Franz.
Good to see you,
I'm
man.
Wolf.
Yeah, you're a total fucking wolf, dude.
Have you ever seen surfboarding cats before?
Catting surfboards?
Yes.
It was Endless Summer. That movie was called Endless Summer.
How could it ever end? Because, I mean, then it's still going on.
That reminds me of the
All
Beach
right, you can
Boys.
listen to us on Spotify.
If the summer keeps on going, does it ever
You
get
can
cold?
listen to us on iHeartRadio.
Is that what happens in Canada when the sun doesn't go
You
down?
can listen to us on Libsyn.
Anybody have citrus or anything orange?
You can check us out on YouTube,
God, are your lips really dry?
on Stitcher, and Spreaker.
Not feeling good, man.
Oh, you're okay, man. Just you're in a place. You're fine.
My jaw.
You're around people that care about you. Just breathe.
Feels like it's
in,
floating
just
off my
breathe in.
face.
Thank you for listening to Fort Fritz.
I gotta go outside and look up.
You are outside. Why don't you look in?
Guys,
What?
Yeah. Right.
look at this pile of dead rats, Schmutzy.
Oh my god, why would you have us look at that?
What the fuck? So bombing us out right now.
Life is dead!
Holy shit. That is
Hey,
a
Matt, catch
buzzkill.
one, catch one.
No! Got it! Hey, wait,
come on.
wait, look, its head flops around. Its head flops around.
Gross,
You move
dude.
it.
That's disgusting.
Look. Hey, everybody! Hey, hey, Pluto!
So anyway, all that grain was like totally fucked up, so I just burned it all anyway. So
What about the beer? What about the Fritz Freedom Feast?
we can start that later.
We're gonna have to come down or something, man. I think does anyone else see the pink hat on Fritz? Like, did I make that up, or is that like a real thing? It looks like he's the captain of some type of boat.
Or he's an Alp.
The stars shine tonight like beheaded rats.
You're listening to Fort Fritz.